Oh, I don't have unlocked or not. I use number as my hotkeys, so I type all the other numbers when I have live split up with numpad. But for a second I was just like, huh? What was that about? Okay. I came up with a new way of warming up last night because I've been having a bit more trouble on the Wily fights than I would like. So the idea that I came up with was that I got a now I have a folder of the Wily fights that actually like mean anything. So Rounder fight, Porygon fight, Base fight, and Wily Machine. And my goal is to first try all of them, and if I don't first try them, then I just try to go for the fight 2 times in a row. That was your Geometry Dash session. I got 30 to 100 on Hellbeister Punch, which is gonna be my first new hardest in like 3.5 years. Because my hardest was like fucking Decode, because I just like stopped caring about getting good at GD. And now I'm picking it up again as a side game, because like, the best way to play GD is for it to be like your 3rd highest priority game. That's how I see it. If it's your main game, you're gonna go insane, but if it's like a thing you play like on the side, just to kill time, if you don't have the time to put in stuff to like a bigger, to like the game you're actually passionate about, then it's kind of baller. Warm-up time. Is this the warm-up? Is this the lock-in playlist? Because if it's not, it should be. Yeah, you gave me like the rundown of what happened and kind of balled out. Kind of balled out. I can't lie. Alright. First try rounder. Yeah. The Human Condition, ain't that the one movie that's like really highly rated on Letterboxd? It's like 10 hours long. Ain't that the Masaki Kobayashi movie? Nice. I have a friend who's currently going for aerospace engineering, not to MIT, just like that's what their major is. So, like, every single time possible, I have to make the joke about this literally being rocket science. Or just calling them a rocket scientist because that's funny. Oh. Okay, 2x. I don't know how I'll, like, treat, the Wily Machine. Maybe I can just do it where, like, I want to first try getting to phase 3, and then if I get hit on phase 3, it's like, sure. I wonder if there's a safer way to deal with agent power. I'm starting to feel like there has to be. But I can't figure out what it would be. Also, I'm gonna add Tyler Forever to the lock-in playlist, because it... Fuck, there's so many songs I gotta add to that playlist on. I'll add other ones that, like, come to mind. Maybe they just like updated it or something. Deluxe spaceflight. I think I'll do the thing where I try to get to phase 3 for Wily Machine, and then if I don't get there first try, I just try it again. Or if I get a phase, if I get actually like no hit the fight. My PB from, my PB is still the Wily 5 plug fight from, on Full Fortress. Yeah, yeah. We're not calling a girl Slopcord. You can't be saying that. Also, there's, like, numerous servers that I feel like would, in this community, that would, like, better be described by that. Vericord. Have I even, like, Hime Joshi down in my server once? It's all just been, like, me, like, Piper fixation / special interest yapping. That's, like, the entire crux of the server. Actually, wait, I forgot. GG said her username to fucking Music Wife. You might have some semblance of it true. Weird starting position. Maybe trying to warm up Wily 6 when I'm, like, not close to getting an attempt to it is a bit overkill. But, like, I'd rather be overkill than underkill. Even if this fight kind of feels like... This fight feels, like, moderately Sisyphus at times, and when you're trying to actively just, like, consistency practice it. Maybe I set, like, a hard limit for myself on this fight. Fuck, that's reminding me. I was watching the new, Bobby Broccoli video the other day. And, like, the ending reveal for that, when, Ford gets elected mayor, which, like, I would say spoilers, but also it's real-life events, and also it is the title of the video. But, like, when that happens, he's, like, doing this big reveal. to like what they like referred to like their support base as. And they referred to them as fucking Ford Nation, which like the big reveal, the big like build up for it into the fucking like mid 2010s YouTuber subscriber base name fucking killed me. Welcome to Ford Nation. Good night. Paradash viewer with a reasonable sleep schedule. Shocked emoji. I guess it is Sunday night. I kind of forgot that. Because I don't have school tomorrow. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Personally, I would just get really unemployed. Now, one might ask, how can you get really unemployed? Isn't that like a binary state? There's ways. There's ways. Why am I playing too much shit today? I mean, not that it really matters much, because, like, even getting here would be a good sign, but, like, you know? A friend of mine literally has, like, unironically talked about this once. Like, she, like, had a specific realization at one point in her life that unemployment was not a binary but a spectrum, and that it is possible to be more or less unemployed. Maybe I'll do, like, one more, run through this fight. Yeah. Bouncing is just the hardest attack ever today, I guess. And, like, I'm not getting a Wily 6 entry today, so, like... yeah. Now that I said that, they're gonna make me fucking fluke to, like, phase 3, 10 HP or something. Okay, I'm getting hit on phase 1, I just think it's... I think it's better to cut my losses and start doing attempts. Once Wily Machine becomes, like, more of a reasonable thing to expect from a session, I think I'll, like, hammer down on practice for it more. But for now, if it's the kind of thing where it's just not going anywhere, I'll just, like, I'll cut my losses and start doing attempts. The truth nuke might just be that phase 2 is harder than phase 3. That might just be the truth nuke. Also, I feel like I always play that fight worse in practice for some reason. If I'm doing it from somewhere, I almost always get a phase 3 entry. I guess it's just the kind of thing where the quality of the attempt matters a lot. But also, I'm surprised I've never gotten, like, screwed over by bouncing when I'm, like, trying to string something into Wily 6. Maybe that's just, like, a small sample size, but it feels like it would have happened by now. I wish it was possible to just, like, try to dodge a single attack for as long as possible. Like, have that attack going indefinitely, and then just, like, dodge it until you get hit. Because that for bouncing would be extremely beneficial, I think. Honestly, I might just use this alt for, like this account for, like, specifically non-Mega Man streams once I make the new account. But also that might be confusing. Or I guess I could just use it for, like, lower stakes streams. Like, streams where I don't really want to be a presence as much as I just want to play the game. So, like, if I'm going for, like, a new artist or, like, just, like, a new significant note hit, I wouldn't go for it. But, like, if I was trying to hit montage clips, then that could work. I did get a cool idea for a montage clip the other day, based off of the episode 0 IL I was running. I guess technically that could be the very start of, like, progress on, fucking episode 0 and 80%. But I don't even know if I would do the level that I'm doing this on in the route for that. If I were to try and, like, 80% of it. And I don't think I would ever have the time to go for all levels. All levels would probably be, like, 4 hours, being realistic. Because the world record for that is, like, 3-something hours. Granted, it's not a very optimized 3-something hours, but, you know. I think 80% would probably... I think 80% is, like, the hardest Mega Man grind I would be willing to entertain the idea of. Like, I don't see a world where that's, not, like, the hardest Mega Man thing I go for. If I go for it, which is, like, a 10% chance, I would say. Honestly, maybe, like, 20%, because when I finished episode 0, I was like, this is the best Mega Man-related game ever, probably. I would probably ban, like, Icicle Blank Drive from that. Just because I don't really like full-body iframe weapons. I knew I should have... I knew I shouldn't have hugged the wall there, I just couldn't. I just wasn't able to, like, space it right. I could have dodged that, too, I just went out too late, I think. Because I didn't get hit on the way, like, the way he was, like... I didn't get hit on the first jump, I got hit on the second jump. So I didn't get out of the corner fast enough. I do think the, like, analytic skills that I've been, just, like, flexing very hard during this grind are, like, showing themselves in other things I do. Because now it's, like, easier for me to, like, figure out what I need to do in, like, the other games that I'm, like, playing as side games. And just, like, being able to practice efficiently. Like, I got to fucking, like I said, I got, like, 30 to 100 on Hell in, like, a bit over 1,000 attempts, and that's, like, my new hardest by a good margin, because my current hardest is, Decode, and which is, like, higher end of the Easy Demon, and this is higher end of Medium Demon. I do think I can, like, get to Extreme Demon level in GD fairly quickly if I want to. Which I think I actually kind of want to at this point. It would probably be just, like, a thing I do if I'm, like, I want to grind something out while, like, listening to something else. Like, it's not top... It's never going to be my top priority game unless I just get completely sucked into it, and also Mega Man completely loses all of its appeal for me, which I don't think it will. I think Mega Man is just a weird game to push. I don't remember if I talked about this last stream, but, like, there's just, like, a lot of more moving parts to this game, to Mega Man stuff than in most of the challenge games. Like, it's very RNG dependent. Which, I mean, that's not exclusive to this, you also have, like, avoidance and whatnot. But also there's a lot of, like, minute engine differences between the different games that you have to acclimate to. I don't even mean just like, oh, this one has a slide, this one doesn't. I mean things that you need to have, like layer level 3 autism to even notice. I'm talking about turnarounds. I'm talking about the way your jump zeroes out. Also, they gave you, like, Mega Man games give you a lot of options, so it's kind of hard to, like, especially if you're doing something for the first time, it's hard to know if you're, like, pushing this as hard as it can be pushed. Like, is there, like, an easier way to do this that you don't know about? Or, like, an easier route throughout the entire game? And I don't, like, this is even without taking into account stuff where, like, you want it to be, you don't want it to be, like, too easy. You don't want to, like, cheese the entire game, or at least I don't. I've said this a couple times, but that's the reason why I'm doing this buster only instead of with weapons. I would feel like I'm cheating the game if I were to use weapons for this. I would definitely have this by now if I was using weapons. I don't even know if it will be harder than Mega Man 1, honestly. I'm kind of leaning towards no on that. Just because the weapon power level is so stupidly high in this game. And it basically turns the stage that is just something you don't have to think about. Which you already don't have to think about them that much in Buster only. And also, you just, like, basically one-tap all the bosses, so... That was a really fast Gemini, Jesus. Like, as I was saying, you also, like, one-tap all the bosses with weapons, so... It's just kind of, you know. I brought this idea up before, but I think it would be fun to do, like, one run with weapons. Just to show how fucking stupid they are in this game. I don't even remember, like, the weakness order, necessarily. I think I would probably just go to Ring first, and then Flame second, and then just, like, whatever happens, happens. The weapon that, like, automatically locks onto everything and completely nukes it and will basically never run out of weapon energy, and then the weapon that gives you full body invincibility. It also lets you deal contact damage while you have full, like, invincibility. So you can just, like, stand in shit and then deal damage. Oh, and also the utility weapon that lets you completely, like, bypass all platforming difficulty. Like, Mega Man's utilities already kind of let you bypass difficulty, but, like, Item 1 in this game just straight up lets you walk on air and, like, control your Y position while you're doing it. And you can still shoot. It is completely, like, batshit insane. And also it makes the task for this game just, like, utterly ridiculous, because you're constantly using Item 1 to, like, zip into stuff. By, like, flipping into the top of it. True. It is kind of funny how I've just managed to turn Live Split into, like, we have CCT at home. I feel like I haven't heard anything off Damn in ages besides Element. Element and, like, DNA are, like, the only ones that I, like, still listen to on a regular basis. Like, now that the other songs off Damn aren't good, I'm just, like, not returning to them that much. Ah. I'm gonna try and... I'll try and find, like, a better way to do that for a screen, I think. I've been, like, having way too many close calls on that screen. That's just the first time it actually hit me in the ass. I'll see if there's anything better I can do here. Okay, not that. Maybe it's not like that, or actually just... Okay, I think it's just like run straight forward and try to actively try not to like bonk into any walls. I think that's what we want to do. I think we just want to move as cleanly as possible. And then if we like mess that up, then we can do that as backup. Actually, maybe this is just the strat. Yeah, I think just run into that wall. Or, I think, try to do the clean movement, and then... Actually, no, this is just better. This is just better, flat out. Because there's, like, way less room for you to make an execution mistake. Yeah, that's just a better strat. And it's not really close. Did I not swap? Did I not swap? I guess I didn't swap. Okay, I'll just like... I'll make the attempt counter one smaller. Because that was a real attempt. It's gonna affect success chance, but like who the fuck cares? Oh, I forgot I still have the other, like, way I got the fucking Number Girl live album going on Spotify, where I just had it on my phone without changing the metadata, so it's just, like, place on the album, song title, Number Girl, last live in Sapporo, .mp3 for, like, all of them. And that's just the metadata. For the one that I got on my PC, I actually went out of my way to, like, get the metadata right and everything. Or, like, I got them from the same archive.org, but... I, like, tweaked it. I, like, went in and did the metadata manually. Which is pretty fucking boring, as you would imagine, but, like... It's better than having the old metadata. I was getting too greedy. And didn't realize I would have to be back on the ground by then in order to dodge. Stone has been like slightly more troublesome the past couple days. Not enough to be alarming, but enough to be like noticeable. I guess maybe it's just getting cocky with it. And like trying to do it as fast as possible. But then there was also the one in YB5 where I just, like, didn't know what to do. I just kind of froze up. Or not froze up, I second-guessed myself. Different. Very different. He did round start dash punch and I didn't know. And, like, I was trying to walk towards him, but then I saw round start dash punch and I thought I would be, like, safe if I walked back. But I walked back, like, directly into him landing on me. Is what it is. Is what it is. another roll-off is on. Like, probably like 30 minutes of stream uptime. I can't be fucked to check. Maybe like 40 actually. Oh, it's almost 11:15 already? Jesus. This song being called Beloved in Paradise Jazz has reminded me I actually gotta read my copy of Song of Solomon. And also I gotta figure out what I'm reading for fucking Q3 of my English class this year. Q1 I did Siddhartha, Q2 I did Dorian Gray, and I don't know what I'm gonna do for Q3. Those were both books that I like had copies of on hand. And I just wanted to read anyway, so I was like, huh, I guess I'll knock it out. What other, like, short shit do I have a copy of? I was thinking maybe Metamorphosis, but I was thinking that might be too short, because it's like 60 pages or something like that. Ideally, I want something between, like, 100 and 200 pages. But I don't have that many, like, super short books on hand. Like, what's the shortest? Is Portrait like the shortest thing that I haven't read yet? No, By Night in Chile, but I'm not writing an essay on By Night in Chile. I'm fully prepared to be in over my head on that one. By Night in Chile I want to read in one day, ideally. The longest thing I've read in a day was only like 60 pages, I think. When I read All of the Dead in one day. And I did that kind of late at night, so I was like barely able to process any of it. That's the thing with like Joyce for me. That's the thing with like Dubliner specifically. It was kind of, I was like reading the stories before night, so it was kind of hard for me to actually like process what was going on, so I was like, I was able to appreciate that, oh, it's like a very, like, beautifully written thing, even if it's this early in his career, before he, like, goes off the deep end with Ulysses and Figgins Wake. But I wasn't able to, like, keep track of what was happening, because I was just too goddamn tired. I think it's just hard for me to keep track of what's happening in books to, like, to a bit of a concerning degree. I get lost very easily in fiction, I think. But also maybe that's just like that like just chalks up to like what I engage with on a regular basis. Cause like not to like sound pretentious, but I'm not really reading like easy to keep track of shit. It's a lot of like, or I guess high concept stuff. Like, I have a copy of fucking Schadenfreude on my nightstand that I haven't touched in a couple months because I've been going to sleep too late to justify reading Schadenfreude, but like, the point still stands. Honestly, I feel like maybe I'm like underestimating it, but I feel like House of Leaves wouldn't be that hard for me to like understand what's happening. It's like the kind of book, it's like hard on like the layer 0 of what is literally like happening because of the whole gimmick of the book. But I feel like just understanding the layer 1 of it isn't going to be that hard, which is like, it's hard for me a lot of the time just to understand what's happening on layer 1. I could get the layer 2 stuff, like, not that much difficulty, I don't think. It's just figuring out what's literally happening that's the hard part for me. Like, that was what it was like when I was watching Evangelion the first time. I was able to, like, pick up what was being said with everything. I just couldn't understand what the fuck was going on layer 1. Past, like, episode, like, I don't know, somewhere like the 16 to 20 range. To be fair, I think that's just an Evangelion thing. Like, the stuff that's, like, key to understanding the layer 1 of the later episodes is, like, it's kind of like a blink and you'll miss it on your first watch, I think. I need to watch Evangelion again. How has it been 2 years since I've seen Evangelion almost? I started in like February of 24. The craziest thing is that I watched it with my dad, and not only that, but he like actively enjoyed it a lot. And then we saw End of Eva in theaters, because that was the whole reason I like watched it with him. But like, I'm not driving out to see End of Eva by myself. So like, I took him along for the ride, and he fucked with like the whole of it, and End of Eva is now my favorite movie of all time, and it's kind of not close. Actually, it's moderately close. It's moderately close because Love Exposure exists. If I didn't also watch Love Exposure, it wouldn't be close. But I know that reminds that on the topic of like 4-hour-long movies that like were like, holy shit, dude, for me on first watch. Yeah, I need to rewatch A Brighter Summer Day at one of these days. I feel like I've had a thought about that movie like every month since I saw it for the first time 2 years ago. It like constantly shows up in my thoughts. Even though I remember like Yi more. I need to rewatch Yi too, to be fair. Why is Tornado so hard today? If I get hit to it one more time, I'll just like practice him until I 3x. I'm just like mistiming the jump inputs, I think. Oh, I forgot to do these ones. I wonder how long the strat explanation stream for this is gonna be. I'm probably gonna have to make save states just to, like, explain certain stuff better. Or, like, backups. I mean, the thing is, for the past little bit, it's been like Tornado has been hard for me when I'm doing Wily 5, but not from the start of the game, so maybe it's just like swapping? And I'm just kind of overdue for a session that's getting fucked over by Tornado a bit. But like, it still doesn't feel good. Oh god, I unplugged my headphones. Hold on. Can I like fix the audio, actually? Okay, I can. Everything's back. The thing for me is that my PC is just like on the ground under my desk. So, like, depending on how I move, it's easy to like unplug it. Yeesh. Not jumping into the boss gate to dodge the ice physics into the world's sketchiest round start spread block of all time. I psych myself out. I like overcomplicated things for myself. Because I was like, what is spread block right now? Instead of trying to dodge him coming up from Fish Summon. I guess today is just like not a great 8 Robos day. Happens. If I continue making like weird mistakes like that, I'll pivot to a full fortress. Even if it is kind of hard to do anything meaningful in full fortress when you're having a bad 8 Robo day because of the YB5 in question. I do think it's been kind of funny how, like, even though I'm usually just, like, chatting nonsense whenever I'm in, like, a Twitch chat or something, these streams have, for the most part, been very normal. I haven't really been, like, bullshitting that much. Besides the one stream where, like, everyone from, like, the cost editing team showed up, and it was just, like, complete sludge. Crazy slip. Fuck. Thanks for getting my cuff on. This girl fucking sucks at typing. How do you even... Is that like an autofill thing, I guess? If it's autofill, I can understand how that typo happens, but like... Center of bottom row versus edge of top row? I'm just curious how this goes down. How does such a thing transpire? Okay, yeah, that's just like sounds similar, so I will type a different word than it actually is. Typo. I have been there before. I did. No, I got to Wily 1, I just fucked up the, I fucked up the rounder fight. And today is kind of sludge early game, so I'm considering pivoting to practice. If it continues being sludge. Yeah. Like, Wily 1 was, like, the best one I got yesterday, not anywhere past it. It's kind of frustrating that I haven't passed Wily 1 since the first Wily entry. Especially considering I am playing with better rounder strats than I was when I got that entry. But, like, what can you really do? What can you do? Yeah, if this attempt doesn't get anywhere, I think I'm just gonna pivot to put full fortress practice for the day. I've just been having like a lot of weird mistakes in early game, and I've only gotten like one attempt past the tornado fight. Which, not ideal. Not ideal. Also, I'm starting to think that maybe that warm-up thing from earlier today, I might have to bump up the numbers on that. Maybe, like, make 2x in a row, like, the default, and then if I don't get that, go for 3x. That might be worth it. I'll definitely make that change at some point. For what it's worth, I think I'm past the point of being, like, nervous at any point before Wily. Or, like, at the very least at any point before Ring. I was talking about this yesterday, but the only time I went above resting heart rate in 8 Robos yesterday was, the one attempt that actually got past Wily when I was, like, doing the Ring fight. And the second best attempt of the session. Like, the stage before Ring, like, in Flame. Not even because of the game, but because I was, like, getting heated over the fact that I still have to hear shitty songs from a decade ago, like the grocery store or whatever. And, like, while yelling about that, I felt my heart rate go up a bit. Like, not related to the game at all, I was just having, like, a Northern Lion, what is wrong with my society? Past Tornado. I wonder if jumping is even worth it for that. Back for Dive Bomb. I think I started doing it because just like walking had like weird situations come up. But like now that I'm like timing the jump late anyway, like I'm timing the jump after the homing starts, ideally. I wonder if just trying to walk without jumping would like help at all. And like remove the tight timing. Because most of the time if I get hit on dive bomb, it's because I did the jump too early. Like I did it before he actually started homing. So he's homing into me while I'm in the air and hitting me, like because of that. I'm probably not going to do that many more attempts tonight because it's already fairly late. I think this is the session I hit 70 hours? Which even though progress has been a bit stagnant, I'm still very, very happy that I've gotten this far in 70 hours. Like, this is very good progress for 70 hours at a grind relative to how hard I thought it was going to be going in. Which, like, was a highball. I was highballing how hard this was before I started it, but this is still, like, really fucking hard. Even if I did oversell how hard it was to myself a little bit. Before actually getting comfortable with all the bosses. Side note, I wonder what it's gonna feel like playing vanilla games after this, because I am... My next grind after this is either going to be vanilla Mega Man 2 or another ROM hack. But, like, I do still want to do vanilla Mega Man 2 soonish, so I wonder how that's gonna feel. Probably gonna feel weird after playing a ROM hack for this long. I definitely do think that I'm gonna be able to take out Mega Man 2 fairly quickly after I get this. Like, the engine changes mean that... The engine changes this game has means that, like, the actual engine familiarity isn't that big of a deal. Because, like, this game doesn't control how vanilla Mega Man 2 does. It controls, like, slightly better, I think. But just generally, I've gotten significantly better at Mega Man through this. And also, I feel like this grind has just made me a lot better at games in general. Even though I've only been doing it for a month. Or I guess maybe just more confident that I can do hard shit. Like, I've had Mega Man 1 as the hardest for going on 3 years now, and, like, past a certain point, it kind of just felt, like, a bit hollow as a hardest. But, like, this isn't going to. I know that much. And also, this being a first ever instead of... This being a first ever also makes it really cool. Like, not only is this a first ever, I genuinely think that if I never start going for this, there's a chance that this never happens. Like, I don't know who the hell else would have the opportunity, the idea to go for this if I didn't. Let alone actually go through all with it. Like, minus Infinity, I feel like you can, like, find a sicko who's, like, obsessed enough with that game to, like, make it happen. This is a niche hack, and doing it Buster only makes it even nicher. Being a hack does give it a boost just because of save state practice, but, like, even still. Honestly, I feel like you might have a better chance of a unique harassment no-hit than this, even though unique harassment is definitely a harder game. Just because people actually know unique harassment, like, it's probably one of the 5 most known hacks at this point. It's definitely the most known hack of the 2020s. Hello. Hello. Hi. Oh, hi. Unplug. Nice. rocking with this song title. I almost got hit by that fucking Met. That Met was not rocking with this song title. We gotta kill that Met. We gotta kill all the Mets in this game. Met genocide route, true? I do wonder how much harder, like, a quote-unquote genocide route in this game would be. Like, how much harder this game would be if you actively had to kill every enemy. This log is also just, like, genuinely good. So that was scary. That was a scary spot to have to stand with the bloom up there. Snake fight. Good time for that weird PC thing to happen. Like, actually perfect timing for it. Flame entry. I'm kind of getting attached to this run because I saw the total playtime. I guess I'm exactly at 50-50 on Flame now. Alright, 20 hours. Okay, no funny business hold the conveyors this time. Past all the scary stuff on the stage, I think. Oops. Fucking oops. Girl who presses jump a couple frames too late. I think trying to actually kill that ball is a good idea. I think that's a better strat than what I was doing before, where I just tried to, like, dodge it. Okay. Down. Up. Right. Down. Hug the wall. Go right. Flame fight. Block. This not even rolling on the lock-in playlist, this is rolling on the normal playlist is crazy. Side note, this song is way louder than everything else in the playlist. I'll turn it down a bit. I'll do like one more attempt because I'm gonna level with you. I just want to listen to this song more. I'm kind of genuinely sad that that attempt died before the intro finished. Because this song is genuinely so fucking good. First attempt that starts after that first attempt that like goes past this song playing is last attempt of the night. Alright. I just got an attempt to flame that I messed up the flame fight on. End of stream isn't until at the earliest this song ends. You still have time. There is still time. Also, I hit 20 hours of attempts, which is cool. It is really funny how much louder this is than everything else in the playlist. Just because it's a local file. I saw it going into the red on OBS and it was like... like nothing else was even hitting the yellow. How did your schoolwork the last semesters? Yeah, but what really matters are, like, quarters. Or I guess marking periods, but like, their quarters. First semester / second quarter ends next Friday. Do you have new classes on the semester? I have new class singular. Your electives change on the semester, core classes don't. That's what you would have said if you were a snake. New class. Oh yeah, I always forget that it just like ends like that on that logo file. The ending for the actual song is just like, it like transitions into the final song of the album, but on the local file, like the final notes is like the first note of the final song. So it sounds weird if you're listening to it in isolation. For a second I was like, does he have iframes yet? I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to kill that jump. Also, it's midnight now. Sometimes I just forget Rick Ross is a real person. Now I'm thinking about this one, like, stupid image I saw when I was, like, 15. Or it might have been 14, actually. I thought it was, like, the funniest shit ever. It's just, like, a photo of Rick Ross captioned, Rick Ross has the most lit giant... I can't fucking remember the wording. It's like, Rick Ross has the most lit giant crate of raw meats. And then it's just like a photo of him next to a giant crate of raw meats. It's so fucking stupid, but I thought it was like the funniest shit. Like, 9th grade or whatever. It's a good image, I'll give it that. I'll give it that. It was a very lit giant crate of raw meat, I'll admit. Oh. Is this your juice? Alright, I think I'm gonna end. I played Tornado really bad today. That's the main thing I noticed. To be fair, that last one was a very, like, weird situation. I don't know why I, like, had so little space for that dive bomb, but... I guess it just kinda happens sometimes. The session could have been better, but, like, a session that could have been better still getting a flame entry is a good sign. Kinda wish that flame entry didn't fizzle out as quickly as it did, though. Okay, 25 plug entries. 2011 39 attempts. Oh, I'm not on the scene. I need to be on the scene. And then what was the attempts? Not the attempts, not the practice time. Okay. Why did I think I was at like 68 hours after last session? Out of 67. I don't know where I got that from. Okay, 69:06:31. That was to 69. Okay. 26:01:18. 39. 690631 equals tab 4 Wily 1 entries. I think my big short-term goal right now is just get a Wily 4 entry. That is like the big thing I want to happen soon. Oh, I never put the day 38 recap in. I'll do that. Okay, sheet stuff done. And now let me see who we raid. Let me see. Is there anyone doing anything of note? Vlad doing Mountain. Cyber doing Sokka. I can like check the rest of them. See if there's any like console. Doesn't. Alright, I guess I can check the Mega Man categories. Yeah, not much happening there either. I think I'll just raid Slab. Alright. Not super thrilled with this session, but a session that I'm not thrilled with being a session where I get a couple plug entries and a flame entry is still fine, and also flame is a hard fight, so messing it up is like not ideal, but it's whatever. So yeah.